The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University. On this edition of Fast Track, Purdue hosted the defending men's basketball national champions this week, and we meet some of the students who made sure they had front row seats.
And later, now that their election has wrapped up, we catch up with how the Purdue broadcast went that night. Fast Track starts now. Welcome to this week's edition of Fast Track. We are coming to you from Powell Hall. I'm Molly Shaughnessy.
And I'm Trevor Peters. November means the start of a new season for Purdue men's basketball, and students couldn't be more excited.
When it comes to proving Boilermaker loyalty, there's being a fan, and then there's being a part of Purdue Paint Crew. Daniel Gray set up camp to find out what it truly means to bleed black and gold.
On most November nights, Natalie Brooks is nestled inside her apartment preparing for the week ahead. But on nights like tonight, you can find her outside of Mackey Arena.
So the game tomorrow is at 7 p.m. So people got here at 7 p.m. the day before. So people will be here all 24 hours. Well, I grew up college basketball fan, love watching basketball. So I knew that I wanted to be a paint crew when I got to Purdue. Boiler up!
And with the 15th ranked Boilermakers taking on NCAA champion Villanova the next day, everyone is hoping for a front row seat.
People can make groups up to 10 people. They get assigned a number when they sign up, and then we do like the bingo ball system where we pull balls, and whichever numbers come out first, that's the order. So it depends on when you get called, that's the order that we line you up for the game.
So we were like the 12th group, I think, that got picked, so probably 4th or 5th row in the band side, which will be really cool for the game.
Knowing that he and his friends had a long night ahead, Corbin made sure that he brought plenty of entertainment to pass the time.
We got a decent setup. We got the mattress, the tent, some cards, music, football game going on.
And the team usually comes and brings pizza, and we like to have games set up and poster making, so it's good. It's a good time.
And even though the weather at this first campout may have fared well, veteran paint crew members know the unavoidable lies ahead.
It's not terrible yet, low of 30 though, so hopefully don't freeze.
It's actually pretty nice compared to most campouts that we get, but we're planning on doing a couple more this year in February, so it'll probably get a little colder.
Daniel Gray, Fast Track News.
Let's check out the weekend weather conditions from our Fast Track meteorologist, Sheena Steffen. Sheena?
Thanks, Dakota. Well, as you guys can tell, it has been a fairly warm day today, but that rainfall, unfortunately, will be sticking around for the rest of the day and into tonight. As we go ahead and look at current temperatures, we can see right now we're seeing a temperature around 56 and a dew point around 50 and a relative humidity around 62%. Winds are coming from the south-southwest around 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we reached a high around 68 today, and we'll see a low around 36 tonight. Now as the day progresses, we will start seeing those warmer temperatures, but after that storm passes, those colder temperatures will start taking its place. As we go ahead and look at the surface map, we can see why. There's a lot of action happening over to our west, and unfortunately that stuff's heading into our area right now. Earlier this morning, there's a low pressure system over to our northwest with the cold front to the west of us. As the day progressed into tonight, we can see that that cold front comes right into our area, so it's heading towards the east, and unfortunately it's hitting us right now. As we take a closer look here, we can see that this is why we're seeing a lot of rain and cloud coverage. It's because of that cold front. As it's heading towards the east, it will start clearing out the area. But what we have to be aware about is this wraparound of the cold air and the precipitation behind it. This cold air means that there could be seen some snow or some sleet in our area. That's why we're having a few outlooks of some snow happening tonight and into tomorrow morning. But as the day progresses, carrying on into this weekend, it should be a lot clearer. We just have to watch out for tonight for hazardous conditions. As we look at the precipitation, again, you can see that this cold front line is right here and it's heading towards our east. As this day progresses into early tomorrow morning, it will start clearing out of our area. But again, that snowfall up north will be wrapping around and we could get a chance of snow. So just be aware of that. As we move on to our 3-day, we can see that temperatures do start dropping compared to today. Saturday, we're seeing a high around 40 and a low around 26, and then carrying on into Sunday, a high around 40 and a low around 25. And then into next week, a high around 46 Monday and a low around 29. So these clear skies will be nice, but those cold temperatures are going to be freezing at night, actually below freezing at night. So just be aware of that as you're going out. You might have some frost on your cars in the morning, so plan ahead if you're heading out to work at all. That's all I have for your current conditions. Join me later when I talk about your extended.
Thanks, Sheena. This past Tuesday, Fast Track News, along with other departments at Purdue, hosted a live election night broadcast. We welcomed several prestigious guests and hundreds of students and faculty to join us in the watch. Here's Sarah Cohen with the story.
On November 8th, students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication, Department of Political Science, the Honors College, Purdue Graduate Student Government, and Pi Sigma Alpha hosted a live election night watch party held in the Honors Hall.
This is a very big task these students undertook, and I think they're showing their professionalism, they're showing their hard work, they're showing their commitment. I think it's been very interesting. The crowd is involved. The people that are guests are being asked very intelligent, interesting questions. I think it's going great.
Yeah, so I've had the pleasure of interviewing President Daniels and being a host for this event. There's been some incredible students that I've been able to work with that have put this event on. It's almost all student produced. So the directors, the producers, the hosts, all are students.
It's pretty stressful, not going to lie. Like the first 15 minutes, we were a little scattered trying to get everything together and people in the right places. But once we got the hang of it, it's starting to calm down and like take a smooth ride. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people out there, so I'm enjoying it.
Hundreds of students and faculty attended the event and were excited to hear the thoughts and opinions from Boilermakers about the election.
There's a lot of students here that I think had maybe no place to go to watch the election, that wanted to be with some people, that wanted to be around people that were going to be able to explain to them what was happening. I think this is the perfect place for them.
Along with guest students, the event also hosted President Mitch Daniels, Mayor of West Lafayette and Lafayette, the Councilman of West Lafayette, and prestigious professors and faculty members.
I think it's great. Well, the Honors College is open, so there's people that can come downstairs that live here and watch it, and it's bringing the whole campus together. And I mean, this election night is huge for the whole nation and our school, so it's just bringing together everyone in the same place. So
it's been an incredible night. We've definitely had a blast putting this on, and being able to experience this night in a different fashion with a live television broadcast is something that not many students get to do on election night.
Sarah Cohen, Fast Track News.
Students here at Purdue are always looking for opportunities to learn and improve outside of the classroom.
Our own Dakota Simon was able to find a group of students who not only are having fun with what they do, but are gaining professional experience as well. Here's the story.
Students from the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University have plenty of opportunities to further their careers in and out of the classroom. And there is an organization of students who have taken full advantage of these opportunities.
So my freshman year, there was this thing called Boiler Productions. It was a meeting call out that I didn't know Doug at the time, but he called me out, and I ended up seeing Tommy Barrett there, and he and I had the same idea, and basically from there it just kind of took off. We didn't really know exactly what we wanted to do. We know we wanted to cover Purdue sports, Purdue athletics.
My freshman year, I decided that I wanted to make a radio show. I wanted to make a TV show. I wanted to get my face and, our opinions out there to Purdue, to the rest of the world, to the social media.
Members of Purdue Package started a sports-related TV and radio show 3 years ago through the Lamb School, not only because of their love for sports, but also for professional experience.
Well, experience obviously is the first thing. As somebody who wants to go into the sports journalism or sports broadcasting field, it's been hugely important just to get that opportunity.
I could put on my demo reel and say, hey, I produced this, I did that. I'm ready for a job, and that's kind of what I see it as now, rather than just kind of sitting around talking about sports.
So, as members of Purdue Package progress through their college careers, it was worth noting what Purdue Package has meant to them beyond just sports talk.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. Purdue Package is everything I've wanted and everything I've hoped for, and I think my team and the organization can agree that I hope they can walk away and say, you know what, I gained experience, I'm ready to go and ready to hit the real world.
Dakota Simon, Fast Track Sports.
When we come back, we meet some influential guys that are key to the success of the women's basketball team.
And later, our own Griffin Schiller brings you a review of a recent movie. So stay with us. Welcome back. The women's basketball season has officially kicked off, but what some might find odd is that it's not all girls on the team.
That's right. I caught up with a team at the end of last season and met some crucial members of the team that you don't see on the court during games, but the girls wouldn't be successful without. They're members of the Purdue women's basketball team, but the only difference from the girls, they're guys. The Ready Intense Practice Squad, or RIP Squad, is a group of boys designed to help the women's team in practice. And these guys are crucial to the team's success on the court and preparing for upcoming games.
Yeah, so we're really kind of the behind-the-scenes aspect of how the girls get ready and prepare for their games on a week-in and week-out basis. But then as the season evolves and they start playing in games, we really start being the scout team and imitate what, say, Illinois' players are going to be doing.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication. We warm up just like the girls do. We get some shooting drills in. We help them with at the beginning of the practice, we help them with shooting drills. Then we go into like some more full court stuff.
They're very influential, and to be honest, they're kind of annoying. They come out here, they're very aggressive, they're strong. They make us better, that's, a guarantee, and there's no question. But, it gets annoying, but they come out here and they help us every day, and we're very fortunate to have them.
Well, they're a big part of what we do. They come in here, and sometimes when we have players hurt or whatever, we can't go 5-on-5. So they play a big part in letting us go live.
Even though these guys aren't officially on the team roster, they're expected to bring the exact same hard work and dedication that the girls do to each practice. Also, like the girls, they're considered Division I athletes. However, Coach V isn't afraid to crack the whip at them when they may need it.
They're part of our team. They're running sprints. I'm yelling at them just like I'm yelling at our players. And, it's just a major opportunity for all of us just to be together and share as a family.
To be honest, they're treated just like players. Coach will put them on the line too. We'll do drills against them, and then they'll lose, and they'll have to run.
She expects nothing but the best out of us, and she's not afraid to get on us and kind of let us know if we're doing something right and if we're doing something wrong, that she treats us just like anybody else would.
But in a one-on-one pickup game, who wins?
Of course, me.
Oh, it's us.
April or Hayden would probably beat me. A little quicker.
Until then, the team will continue to prepare for their season opener at North Florida on November 21st.
Let's check back in with Sheena for a more extended weather forecast for the West Lafayette area.
Thanks, Molly. Well, as some of you know, tomorrow is a home football game for Purdue. We're playing against Wisconsin, and so if you're going out to see the game, I have your forecast for you. Around kickoff, we'll see temperatures around 41 degrees with clear skies, starting off very cool, and then around 3 p.m. hitting our high around 42. And then temperatures start to drop pretty fast, around 37 degrees by 6 and 32 by 9 p.m. So again, hitting our high around 42 degrees. So if you're heading out to the game, make sure you wear a lot of layers because it will be very cold. And then as the night progresses, temperatures will start dropping pretty fast, so just to be aware of that. So look at our temperature cast, we can see where this cold air is coming from. What's interesting is you can see where that cold front is right here with the temperature differences. And so as the night progresses, you can see that that mild air starts heading off to our east, and that colder air starts coming into our area, and then carrying on to early morning Saturday, that cold air has come into our area completely, and that's when we'll start feeling those colder temperatures. As this weekend progresses into next week, those cold temperatures will stay in our area for most of the time, along with a few more showers and storms later on. As we look at our hourly forecast, we can see that at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, we'll see temperatures around 36 degrees, and then warming up to 37 by 10, and then 39 by noon, then hitting our high around 40 by 2 p.m. and carrying over into 4 p.m. later on tomorrow evening. So again, clear skies for most of the day, but those cool temperatures are what's going to get us for the rest of this weekend and into next week. That's all I have for your extended forecast. Join me later when I talk about your 7-day.
Thanks, Sheena. The Department of Political Science offers students opportunities in and outside of the classroom. The students are able to apply the theories they may learn in the classroom to real-world situations.
With the election just last week, our own Molly Shaughnessy sat down with the department head, Rosalie Clausen, and the political science students, Allegra Aguirre, to see what makes the department so special.
The Purdue University Department of Political Science consists of 24 faculty, 45 graduate students, and 200 undergraduate majors. Not only is the Political Science Department known for its award-winning faculty, but also for unique forms of research.
We're also known for our research in the area of environmental politics and in an area that we call politics, groups, and identities. We're interested in issues of race and class and gender.
The Department of Political Science offers a lot of high-impact learning for students. Whether it's traveling to Iowa for the caucus or visiting the Mexican border, students have had hands-on learning.
And so one of the things that our students will be doing in early November, a group of them will be going to Bogota, Colombia for a Model UN conference. And we're sending a set of students to participate in that conference, and they will be negotiating and representing countries and serving on committees and modeling what it would be like in an international organization and trying to solve problems. And so we're very proud of our students that we're sending to Bogota.
One political science student has been so inspired by her political science professors, she hopes to become a professor herself.
There are endless opportunities for students like me who want to become a professor to join in and maybe ask to do work with them. And you feel comfortable asking because they're so friendly and open, and they want to share their knowledge with you. So I think that's what makes it so exciting for nerds like me.
Molly Shaughnessy, Fast Track News.
This year's Purdue Boilermaker basketball team is coming off a tough loss to number 3 ranked Villanova this past Monday, but they have great leadership in junior point guard PJ Thompson.
After a solid sophomore season, Thompson is now being called as a leader for his own team on and off the floor. Our own Tommy Barrett sat down with Thompson to discuss this season.
Back out, Thompson shoots another 3. Bullseye! He's hit 4 of them. Timeout on the floor, and the Boilermakers lead.
Entering his junior year, PJ Thompson is ready to embark on another journey for the Purdue Boilermakers. This season, however, is different. Thompson enters 2016 with a new mindset, one that calls him to lead his team.
Yeah, you know, it's different. The older you get, obviously the more experience, you have as a team, and losing last year in the first round again after losing our freshman year, it really made us wake up a little bit. We're juniors now, and we have to take a different approach on and off the court. And I think all the guys that have been named captain, as well as the other guys, I think we have taken a different approach, and we've grown up a little bit.
After scoring just 5.7 points per game in his sophomore season, Thompson comes into 2016 with a lot to prove.
I feel like, I've always been under the radar. I feel like I've always been a guy that, produces and, may not get as much credit as others, but, I still produce in my role and do the best that I can. But I think having Carson and Spike along, they're going to be great for us. Carson for a freshman, and he's a really dynamic scorer. He brings a lot to the table for our team, and he's going to play a lot for us and really help us this year. And, Spike's been through it. He's a super senior. He's been to the Final Four championship game. He's hit big shots, and he's played on really good teams, so he knows how to win.
Thompson will also be bringing a new look to the floor this year. Now he will represent the gold and black wearing number 11.
My high school number, I've always wore 11. My dad wore 11 as well. I've always wore 11, but, Steph had it, and he was older when I got here, so, I didn't even ask for it. I just changed my number to 3 because I've wore that AAU a couple times because they didn't have 11, so. I've always wore 11, so it's always been a part of me a little bit.
Tommy Barrett, Fast Track Sports.
This week at Purdue, the Purdue Student Union Board, in collaboration with the Purdue LGBTQ Center, sponsored the HIV and AIDS Awareness Week here on campus. The event hosted numerous speakers, a display of the AIDS Memorial Quilt, and an art exhibit at the Patty and Rusty Ruff Galleries in Powell Hall. Positive Arts and AIDS.
The art exhibit displays how artists of various gender and sexual identities responded to the AIDS epidemic through the making of art. With more on the story, here's Matthew Seedorf.
At the Roof Galleries located in Powell Hall, you will find a piece of New York at Purdue with a gallery called Positive, Arts and AIDS. The exhibit is a subset of another expedition from New York's Loman Museum called A Deeper Dive. Gallery coordinator Liz Ellery describes the exhibit's focus.
This exhibition showcases a number of artists who were working through the HIV/AIDS epidemic of the late 80s into the 90s. And it is a look at artists who were battling stigma associated with HIV and AIDS.
The event was sponsored by the LGBTQ Center of Purdue and the Purdue Student Union Board.
And so we have photographs, we have paintings, we have videos, we have basically an incredible collection of contemporary artists that are looking at, again, this impact of how the world of art and the artist community responded.
Within Indiana, the largest HIV outbreak is in Indiana, and so it really was important that at Purdue we had this and that people had knowledge about HIV and AIDS, and I think a great form of that is a form of art to feature this and to show like the powerful impact from back in the 1980s, the movement then, to how it is now, and I feel like the art pieces really signify that.
The HIV/AIDS Awareness Week has come to a close here at Purdue. There are still opportunities for you to be involved for helping the community on HIV awareness. For more information on how to do so in the Lafayette area or other parts of the state, you can contact Aspire Indiana or visit them on the web at www.aspireindiana.org. Matthew Seedorf, Fast Track News.
This week, we're headed back to the wizarding world of Harry Potter with the release of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
The prequel is sure to have many fans excited since it has been 5 years since the release of the most recent Potter film. Here to bring you his thoughts on the movie is Griffin Schiller with Film Friday.
Hey everyone, Griffin Schiller back again with another Film Friday. So this week marks the release of the highly anticipated prequel to the Harry Potter franchise, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, this film takes place 70 years before the events of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Philosopher's Stone, whatever you want to call it, and it follows magizoologist Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, as he arrives in New York City with a suitcase filled with all sorts of magical creatures. Through a series of unfortunate events and a run-in with a no-maj, the American term for muggle, played brilliantly by Dan Fogel, Newt accidentally lets loose the creatures in the suitcase and must retrieve them before they cause destruction, or worse, reveal the existence of the wizarding world to the non-magical community. So, while all of that madness ensues, there's also a dark and evil threat that's lurking in the shadows or the background. So many franchises have attempted to give their universe the prequel treatment. You know, some have been rather meh. Fantastic Beasts may be the perfect example of how to go about creating a prequel franchise. And once again, the Harry Potter franchise proves why it is one of the most solid and consistent franchises out there today. So the film feels very much as though it takes place in the world of Harry Potter, yet it doesn't feel like a Harry Potter film. And that may be the best compliment that I can give the movie, is that it stands on its own. It doesn't call back to the originals or attempt to make obscure references to random ancestors of characters from the original movies. It focuses on the new ones in a fresh new story. So the franchise also feels magical again, and the audience is introduced to elements that are familiar yet new in a wizarding world because America is different from England, so they have different ways that they go about doing things. The creatures also help lend the sense of magical excitement as they are adorable, fantastical, comical. Quite frankly, they have some of the best scenes in the entire film, as you would come to expect. Redmayne does an exceptional job as the main protagonist, and he's a quite different one at that as well. He's rather subtle, subdued. Quite frankly, he's flat out awkward sometimes, and it makes for some funny encounters, but also it shows that not every hero has to be a Harry Potter or something like that. But that being said, the real star of this film is, quite frankly, J.K. Rowling, who wrote the script. I think it's the first script that she's ever written. It was rather impressive to see how easy it was for her to build upon the universe and the world that she had already created and entice us with a brand new adventure. The film does an exceptional job of setting up future installments as well without feeling like purely a setup film like so many other movies try to be. We can see where the new franchise wants to go from there, and quite frankly, it just makes sense. My only negatives here are really that some of the CGI was a tad shoddy and a little disappointing, and then some of the story arcs throughout the movie kind of juxtapose each other in terms of tone, which was a little weird. However, it didn't detract from the enjoyment I had while watching the movie, so take that into account. Potter fans will absolutely love the continuation of their favorite franchise, and really the average moviegoer is going to have such a fun time with this movie because that's what it is. It's fun. And honestly, I can't wait to see more from the magical universe that Fantastic Beasts is bringing to life. So ultimately, I'm going to be giving Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a solid 4.8 out of 5 stars. Go see it this weekend. All right, well, this has been Griffin Schiller giving you another Film Friday. Until next time, take care.
Before we go, let's check in one more time with Sheena Steffen for our 7-day forecast.
Thanks, guys. Before we look at your 7-day forecast, let's go ahead and look at current conditions for today. As you can tell, the majority of the region saw highs in the lower 70s to upper 60s, with Warsaw a high around 67, in Kokomo around 69, and a high around 70 in Indianapolis, around 68 in our area. Those warm temperatures were nice, but unfortunately we couldn't enjoy them because of that rainfall and the cloud coverage throughout most of today. And tonight we will see lows around 37 in Warsaw and in Kokomo, along with Indianapolis, 36 in our area, and 35 in Rensselaer, and a low 34 in Champaign. So those cool temperatures will start to drop, and we will start seeing that trend more often throughout this weekend and into next week. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we can see Saturday we're starting off pretty chilly, a high around 40 degrees and a low around 26. Carrying on into the next week, we'll see a high around 46 Monday and a low around 29. So beginning off the weekend temperatures, the lows will be below freezing, but as the next week comes along, we'll start seeing temperatures start to rise a little bit. Wednesday, we will start seeing more chances of rainfall around 60%, with a high around 49 and a low around 35, and that'll be the trend for the rest of next week and carry on into next weekend. That's all I have for your 7-day forecast. Thanks for joining me. I'm meteorologist Sheena Steffen.
That's it with this week's edition of Fast Track. I'm Molly Shaughnessy.
And I'm Trevor Peters. For these stories and more, make sure to go follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube page. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next week.